Is Melanie Rettler. I'm a veterinarian. I was a former teacher in Phoenix Union High School District. I'm a cloning expert with 35 years experience, and I was a consultant to the CDC. I've owned a pharmacy. I want to tell you that this vaccine, this COVID vaccine, is a deadly poison. That's it. I'm just going to tell you that. Everybody that takes it is damaging their immune system, and they're talking about this being given to children now. It's going to destroy them. You need to do more research on it. I'm an expert on it, and I'm telling you, that's what it's doing.
Okay, so I appreciate expertise. I think that our country has turned too far away from it. I have not checked her credentials, but they are robust. She is a teacher and has owned a pharmacy and has consulted with the CDC and is a cloning expert for 35 years. That seems like it goes back to the beginning of cloning then, doesn't it? And all of that has produced a woman who can tell you that it is a deadly poison. No word yet on when all of the people who got vaccinated are supposed to start dying. I don't know, maybe Tucker Carlson will give us an update on that at some point. But she is very sure, based on her expertise that it is not helping, in fact.
And she left all of those jobs by her own volition. She was not asked to resign for ideas that she held and beliefs that she held that I think we're gonna see pretty soon. And no, she's a stay-at-home retiree. She's a stay-at-home researcher, actually. She works from home. She's been working from home for 15 years. Yeah, they denied her the access to the database she once had access to, but she recreated her own database. And then she matched it against every time Trump said the word Antifa in a speech. And in fact, if you match those up, it does spell out the vaccine makes you gay. And then, yeah, that is, anyway.
I think you've nailed it. Yeah, by the way, I left off that she's also a veterinarian, which is impressive. I appreciate that.
Yes, I have been to, yes, I've been to space, and yes, aliens did bring me there.
Expert on xenobiology.
And yeah,
I've done the reading.
I did write the original Matrix. And the Wachowskis didn't steal it from that other woman, but I was the original woman who that woman stole it from, and then the Wachowskis stole it from that woman.
Yeah, she's an expert. Well, I want to show you where this leads. Almost inevitably, it's a point that Cenk has actually made for quite a while, that when you stir up the crazies, it can come out in a lot of different forms, but the ultimate form is always the same. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where all of this leads in the end? Well, she's gonna turn from vaccines and cloning to obviously critical race theory, and then she's really off to the crazy races. Let's watch.
The next topic is the CRT. I agree with what both of these people said, but you know what? If you want to talk about racism, if you want to bring it in, then let's bring it in. Let's get to the bottom of it. We're talking about white supremacy. Okay, let's get to the very bottom of it. Every one of these things, the deep state, the cabal, the swamp, the elite, you can't mention it, but I will. There is one race that owns all the pharmaceutical companies, and these vaccines aren't safe, they aren't effective, and they aren't free. You know that you're paying for it through the increase in gas prices, the increase in food prices. You're paying for this. And it's being taken from your money and given to these pharmaceutical companies, and if you want to bring race into this, it's the Jews. Oh, if you want to call me hater, go ahead.
Phil Campbell, your comments really need to be related to what the school board can do something about. And this was not something that we can do something about.
One of the best videos ever. The mic drop, it's the Jews. That was good. Her walking away and getting applause.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, I've been waiting for the Jews to come into this. There was a slow second act, but man, that finale. And then the woman at the end who jumps in with like, hey, I wish we could do something about them, but there's
yeah.
we could do.
Thank you for your comments. That is outside of our purview. But there is a meeting in this very same room I'm not supposed to talk about, but they discuss what you were going on about. They wear white sheets, and no, she had like a getaway car ready to like. She's like, the Jews, goodbye, and then she misread her audience. People were like, it's like the slow clap, stand up, just like
milk it.
Yeah,
maybe it's the George Costanza thing. I don't know, like get out on top. But no, she could have ridden that to another minute or two. By the way, we're joking about the woman at the end. I cannot imagine what that job must be like when crazies like this are continually taking over. That was the Chandler County, Arizona school board meeting. At the school board meeting, she's talking about how the Jews control all the pharmaceutical companies. She's an expert on cloning, and you're pumping poison into yourselves. What are they supposed to do on the school board about that? They're like trying to figure out whether to keep Pizza Fridays. They can't stop the conglomeration of pharmaceutical companies that's outside of their bailiwick. Any other thoughts?
I mean, it's terrifying actually, and it's very real, right? Like, again, all the anti-Semitism that we hear about, especially from Democrats and even Republicans, always have to do with Israel. It's always someone critiqued Israel. Someone said we shouldn't give massive amounts of money to Israel and they're anti-Semitic. The Israel lobby, oh my God, you're anti-Semitic. And yet their entire base, all the Republicans, know full well where their QAnon conspiracy theory laden brains are leading them all. It's always the Jews. It always leads there, it always has. We've got Marjorie Taylor Greene's sort of Rothschild space laser situation, and on and on and on and on. And so again, it actually draws into more criticism, some of the Israeli government's behavior, because we know that Netanyahu and Trump are besties. Obviously Netanyahu's not in power anymore, but the replacement hasn't been much better. But that's neither here nor there. It's frightening. Hearing her get like nervous and breathless about it is frightening. And once again, Judaism is an ethnic religion. It is not a race. There are black Jews, there are white Jews, there are all kinds of Jews, ladies. So if you're gonna be anti-Semitic, know what you're talking about.
Yes, we dream of a day when we'll have nuanced anti-Semitism. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and again, they've been pumped full of crazy and then sent out there. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.